Now, have you ever wondered what makes people instantly like us? We want to get along with people, but why do some people seem to just naturally get along with everyone? What is that secret? Or how come some people can make friends so easily while others can't? It's not an easy question to answer. In this video, we're going to look at one trick that makes people like you instantly. And by the way, it's not what you think. So stay tuned till the end of the video so you don't miss anything important. Also, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Let's start. Here's the one trick that makes people like you instantly. Be genuinely interested in them. If you want people to like you, pay attention to them. This may seem like a very simple piece of advice, but the truth is that most people don't do it. They only pretend to listen while they're waiting for their turn to speak. They're just thinking about what they're going to say next instead of really hearing what the other person is saying. When we do this, people will sense that we're not paying attention, and it will push them away. But when we show genuine interest in what someone has to say, they will feel appreciated and will like us more because of it. Let's take a look at a few situations where this can be helpful. At work, let's say your boss asks you to do something that's outside of your job description. Instead of complaining or making excuses, ask questions and show that you're willing to learn and help out. For example, you could say something like, "I'm not familiar with that task, but I'd be happy to learn how to do it. Can you show me how it's done?" By showing interest and willingness to learn, you'll make your boss appreciate you more. And if you do this consistently, people will see that you're always willing to help out and they'll like you more because of it. Another situation could be at school or university. Let's say you're in a class and the teacher asks a question, but no one knows the answer. Instead of staying silent, show that you're interested in the topic and ask the teacher to elaborate on the question. For example, you could say something like, "That's a really interesting question. Can you give us some more details so we can understand it better?" By showing interest in the lesson, you'll make your teachers appreciate you more, and this will lead to better relationships with them. Plus, other students will respect you for being a curious and engaged student. Or maybe you're at a party and you're talking to someone you don't know well. Instead of focusing on your own talking points, ask them questions about themselves and really listen to their answers. Show genuine interest in who they are and what they have to say. This will make them feel important and appreciated, and in turn, they'll like you more. One thing to keep in mind is that there is a difference between showing interest and being nosy. So be careful not to cross that line. There's a fine line between asking questions to show interest and prying into someone's personal life. So be mindful of the questions you ask and the information you're seeking. If you're unsure, it's always best to err on the side of caution and avoid asking too many personal questions. This is a powerful tool that can be used in many situations, but it's essential to be aware of the other person's body language cues to ensure that they're comfortable with you asking questions. If they appear closed off or uncomfortable, it might be best to change the subject or wrap up the conversation. Remember, people can sense when you're not being genuine, so it's crucial to be authentic in your interest. Don't ask questions just for the sake of asking. Instead, focus on building meaningful connections and showing others that you care about their thoughts and feelings. It's also important to follow up on what they tell you. If you learn something new or interesting about them, mention it the next time you see them. This will show that you were actually listening and that you value their friendship. Overall, this simple trick can be a game changer in your social interactions. By showing genuine interest in others, you can make them feel appreciated, build stronger relationships, and become more likable. So the next time you meet someone new, remember to pay attention to them and ask thoughtful questions. You never know what kind of connection you might make. Another way to get people to like you instantly is to give them a sincere compliment. Everyone loves to be appreciated and complimented, but it's important to do it sincerely and at the right time. A compliment can make someone feel good about themselves and leave a positive impression of you. However, it's vital not to overdo it with excessive or insincere compliments. Here are a few tips for complimenting others effectively. Focus on character rather than appearance. Instead of complimenting someone's physical attributes, try complimenting their character or actions. For example, instead of saying, "You look beautiful," say something like, "You have a beautiful smile." Or instead of saying, "You're so pretty," say, "I admire your kindness and compassion." By complimenting character, you show that you're paying attention to who they are and what they do. Be specific and descriptive. Instead of giving vague compliments like, "You're great," be specific and descriptive. This will show that you're paying attention to detail and that you genuinely appreciate the person. For example, instead of saying, "You're great," say something like, "You have a great sense of humor. You always know how to make me laugh." Or, "You're such a talented musician. I really enjoyed your performance." By being specific, you're showing that you're not just complimenting for the sake of it. Be timely. It's important to give compliments at the right time. Avoid complimenting someone when they're stressed or busy, as they may not be receptive. Instead, compliment them when they've done something well or when you're both in a good mood. For example, after someone has done something nice for you, it's a perfect opportunity to compliment them. You could say something like, "Thank you for helping me with that project. I really appreciate your assistance." Or, "I wanted to say thank you for the lovely dinner you cooked. It was delicious." By complimenting them in that moment, you show your gratitude and appreciation. Timing is everything. As mentioned before, it's important to consider the timing of your compliment. If you compliment someone when they're feeling down or stressed, it may not be well received. Pay attention to their body language and tone of voice to gauge how they're feeling. If they seem unhappy or overwhelmed, it's probably not the best time to give a compliment. On the other hand, if they're in a good mood and smiling, it's a great opportunity to give a compliment. Sincerity goes a long way. People can tell when you're being sincere, so it's important to compliment them genuinely. Don't compliment someone just for the sake of it. Make sure you mean what you're saying. If you're not being sincere, people will sense it, and your compliment won't have any positive effect. It's important to note that everyone responds to compliments differently. Some people may be comfortable with receiving compliments, while others may feel awkward or self-conscious. Pay attention to how the person reacts to your compliment and adjust accordingly. If they seem uncomfortable, it's best to stop the compliment and move on to another topic. By following these tips, you can compliment others effectively and make them feel appreciated without sounding pushy or insincere. Remember, a well-timed and sincere compliment can go a long way in making people like you instantly. In conclusion, there you have it, the one trick that makes people like you instantly. By paying attention to them and being genuinely interested in what they have to say, you can make people feel appreciated and valued, which will make them naturally gravitate towards you. Whether it's at work, school, or simply out and about, this simple trick can help you make new friends and build stronger relationships. So go ahead and give it a try. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching.